Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about more DC Compact Comics coming. So what is a DC Compact Comic? So essentially they are a taller than manga size complete story arc for a popular character. So in the first wave one for DC Compact Comics, they released a lot of popular stories that you guys will know and love. You have Batman Hush in there, you have Batman Court of Owls, All-Star Superman. You also had a few other little like random ones people don't know about, like Far Sector. You had one for Scott Snyder's like the vampire one that he did before he was on Batman. You also had Wonder Woman Earth 1, I think was in there actually as well.
Earth One's pretty good.
You had Harley Quinn. You had not Harley Quinn, sorry. You had a Catwoman solo book come out. You had Birds of Prey, and you also had the Joker by Brian Azzarello. That was in there. Those were all of them for Wave 1. Now, essentially, I was wrong, and I very rarely admit this. I was wrong. I initially did a video when the announcement came out. I was like, this is stupid. This isn't going to work. DC's failing. But I was wrong. It works very well. I have a lot of them. They're very good. And if you actually want to give someone a cheap comic book where they can get a full collective story all at once, no breaks in between single issues, that's what you give to them. And they apparently sell so well. Those are their highest selling books. Just essentially reprints of stories collected for a popular character story. They even have Watchmen in there. They even included Watchmen. Watchmen's been reprinted God knows how many times. How many times has Watchmen been reprinted? That's still selling very well.
That was actually going to be one of my hot takes. Is I think that Watchmen is massively overrated. I still like it. I still love it. But
do you like the movie more or the book?
Oh, the book. Yes.
Okay. Because I know people have that debate. What's better, the movie or the book? Okay, so
the movie's cool. I like the director's cut of the movie. I thought was good. It was good. I wish they would have adapted the ending the right way. But I know it's stupid with the giant octopus monster. But like, still, you know, it's a change that worked, but I wish they would have kept it true.
So what did Marvel do? Marvel ended up doing their premiere collection, which is essentially, it's essentially DC Compact Comics, and they're just charging.
And it's dude, it's basically Masterworks, but with an ending. Yeah, with an ending. Yeah. That's it.
And they're charging you $50 for this. DC's are like, with tax in most areas, they'll be like $12. Marvel's with tax would be like $16, but it's like, this is the same shit. I don't get why Marvel was like, we're gonna charge 15 for ours. Ours are better. You took the idea from DC because that's all they can do. Jim Lee was like, we don't want Diamond anymore. Marvel's like, you know what? We don't want them either. That's all they can do is follow what DC's doing right now.
You got to think that's what they've been doing ever since ever.
True.
Just except for like things like Spider-Man and their certain. It's funny that the comic books, the characters that they would be legacy characters, you know, that they came out with first, except for Spider-Man, don't get any love like DC does for theirs. Like they just don't.
Yeah, literally outside of Spider-Man, X-Men, and maybe Hulk, you could argue. You know. Nothing there, really, honestly.
Hulk has some really underrated runs, like stuff that we think is good and we know is good.
Yeah.
But like to the regular person, nowhere near. Like Immortal Hulk, some of that shit is awesome, man. Some of that shit's real good.
Also, I think the best way of getting people into comic books would be what DC was doing. You just make basically collected editions of popular character story arcs. If you can stick these compact comics in like Targets and Walmarts, please do that. I know they're in Barnes and Nobles. I know that I've seen them there. But if they're in like Walmart and Target and Dollar General, stuff like that, please get them in there if you can.
Yeah, but a lot of people are going into Walmart and Target and Dollar General more than they're going to Barnes and Noble. Because Barnes and Noble, you're going there to get specific books. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you're going to get. You're
getting your Harry Potter books, Laps. Tell them about your Harry Potter books.
I don't own any Harry Potter books. I did, however, listen to the audiobooks of Harry Potter.
Did you enjoy them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like, I know there was a debate about who read it better, the English gentleman or the American guy, and the ones that I had gotten that were available were the English guy, and I thought he did a great job.
But obviously, I have these compact comic books. I really like these, and apparently these sold so well. They're going to do wave 2 and wave 3. They announced more books that we're going to be covering in just a moment here. So
that's awesome.
Marvel is scrambling to keep up with DC comic sales for a very surprising reason. Oh wait, because they don't have anything that's exciting right now currently. That's be the main reason why. DC Comics is currently beating arch rival Marvel in sales, thanks in large part to its compact comics line, which has led to a massive surge in DC's numbers over the past 6 months. Plus, the compact comics line offers new paperback versions of classic DC graphic novels, and the result has been waves of new readers discovering iconic titles like Watchmen, All-Star Superman.
How do they know it's new readers?
It could. You never know. I don't know how they gauge that. I hope, because that's the thing is, if I went to a Walmart and I picked up Watchmen, and I'm like me, and I've been this forever, how would you know I'm a new reader?
Right, because
you're right.
Those,
yeah.
that Under the Red Hood and Superman Doomsday, those hardbounds with the DVDs in them, I bought them from there, from Walmart. So
and you're a MILF.
I guess so, but I can say that the guy there did say they had like full shelves of those things and they sold out quickly.
Okay, so and also
so maybe it is reaching people, but that was at Walmart. That was at Walmart.
And I know you saw this too on DC's YouTube channel. They made a commercial for it. Honestly, so they know that this must have been a hit idea. Whoever made this as an idea for their reprint section, you did a great job. I will give you that.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Oh yeah,
yeah. You have more of them coming out now. As reported by Popverse, DC currently holds a 37% market share when it comes to the best-selling comics over the past year, with DC Compact Comics being responsible for a major portion of that. And then they recently announced that they're going to be putting out Batman: The Long Halloween in Wave 3 coming out later on this year, and that's been everyone requested for that. I remember that was a huge fan request. Like, hey, we got Hush and we got Court of Owls. Can we get Long Halloween? The people, sure, I guess. So I understood why they did All-Star Superman, because we have Superman coming up by James Gunn, and that is
it's
where the movie's
All-Star
based
Superman
on.
is also. Is it based on All-Star Superman?
Yeah, James Gunn said the movie's based on this one.
What?
I'm not kidding you. I swear.
So he's gonna get stun cancer?
Ow.
That's what he does.
I remember, yeah. He gets I remember. Yeah, good Lord. That's why you're here, to jog my memory about stuff I forgot. But you also are going to get Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come was also very highly requested. I know
Kingdom
Mark
Come,
Wade loves this.
And, well, of course he does.
Of course he does. He gets more money. Fucking bastards. This is especially notable because, as Popverse notes, the Compact Comics initiative from DC only began last summer, signifying how impressive these numbers actually are. Given that success breeds imitation, this has also, as one might expect, led Marvel to drop its own version of this successful line, which they did. They did exactly that. They couldn't wait to copy the idea because they knew how great it was. And I was wrong. Yeah. It's a fantastic idea. It's awesome. DC Compact Comics has had an immediate, tangible impact on the comic book industry since the first slate of compact titles hit shelves at the start of summer 2024. That means there is less than a full year of sales data available for the books, making their dominant presence in the top-selling books of the past year even more noteworthy. Most critically, the release of these new editions of iconic stories has not stopped fans from buying the regular size format graphic novels either. Yeah, so a lot of people thought, but I don't know about what people thought this though. Just because you buy a compact comic doesn't mean I wouldn't want to buy the trade version of it.
No, because the compact comic I could just bring anywhere, as opposed to, maybe. I know trades are easy to bring with you, but there could be a situation where it's like, I don't want the trade to get messed up, but a compact comic, I could just bring it anywhere on the bus, or, wherever you're going, or however you're traveling. Or like what I used to do, I would bring trades with me to work and read on my lunch break, stuff like that. Yeah. So if I had those, I would be reading those instead.
Because people had assumed that if you buy these, you won't buy the trades. And it's like, no, guys, people prefer different variations of their trades. Like, I like I know it's not a popular opinion. I like hardcover trades more than softbacks.
I mean, I have trades that I have omnibuses with those same
here. I do too.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, there's some things like with omnis, I like how big the pages are. I like the art, you get to see like
the art really
feels
pops
like,
off. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's one of these things where this is just, I would say a lot of people that thought this back in the day, which was just not that long, it was like last year. This is just another form to get people into reading comic books in just a different collected format. This doesn't mean you should stop buying trades. Doesn't matter. I like
no,
the way
right.
trades
They're not. Yeah, they're not going to. People are
and there haven't been.
No,
the Compact Comics edition of Watchmen outsold the full-size edition by 21% in 2024, despite only being on sale for 7 months, becoming the second highest-selling DC comic in bookstores, second only to a full-size reprint of 1987's Batman Year One, which hasn't had a compact edition to date. Having two primary editions of Watchmen didn't seem to cannibalize each other, as in 2023. The full-size edition of Watchmen sold roughly 100 copies or more, meaning that about double the amount of people who bought the Watchmen comic in two formats in 2024 than did in 2023. And I have it. It looks very good. It's fine. The only real issue I have with these books is kind of like the binding, but I understand why it has to be like cheap binding. It's only a $10 book. Fine. Popverse further illustrated that quantifiable success of DC Compact Comics by pointing out that sales of these new editions actually outperformed all Marvel comic sales, which is a stunning divide when looked at numerically, Popverse wrote. To put it in another way, among the top 20 bookstore bestsellers in 2024, DC Compact Comics line alone accounted for 15% of its sales by unit. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Marvel, what are you doing? You're getting outsold by reprints. What are you doing?
And that's as a whole. Marvel as
Just
a whole.
the entire thing. Yeah, I made sure to check these numbers. They were on ICV2 anyway. Yeah, guys, Marvel's losing hard.
Selling 3% more than Marvel as a whole.
Remember we did that video previously of the Absolute line beating them as well? Yeah, guys, DC, they're doing a lot of the right moves. There's a reason why.
If you remember too, when they went with the comic book share, it jumped. Remember, it was like 23% to like 29%. Mm-hmm. Now it's at 33%.
That's insane.
Like that's almost like a full 10% increase.
Guys, with Marvel as a whole accounting for just 12%, it's no wonder Marvel announced their own version of Compact Comics format in October 2024 with the Marvel Premiere Collections, which began hitting shelves in February 2025. So the only big reason why people generally didn't trust DC doing this, from another thing I read on like Reddit, because you know how like DC and Marvel, they're both fault with it. They'll like release a collected edition of something like a Masterworks, but then they don't do it often.
They don't finish it.
Yeah, right. Or it's not consistent. And people go.
Perfect example. I have Spider-Man, the Stan Lee stuff all the way through the Ditko, and they're still stuck on 27.
Yeah, it's been
years.
Same with DC. They'll release trades or collected editions for characters, and they just don't finish them. So they're doing this thing now called like book ones or book twos, and it's like, why should I invest in that when I don't feel like you will finish this out? Because I hate wasting money on uncompleted collected editions.
That's why where people go, why do you buy omnibuses? And that's the reason why.
That's the reason why I do. Yep.
I know, like my Batman stuff, I got everything from the Golden Age all the way up through the Bronze Age.
And they're reprinting
everything.
What's the original age is Golden Age, right?
Yes.
Right? They're reprinting those Omnis. I know the first two just got reprinted for a second printing.
Yeah, and I have to get another one for 6. Because 6 is was like the holy grail. You look online for 6 and people want like $800 for it, you know, and I have one, but it's messed up. Like the binding cracked, you know, like just it just
Did you put it in a washing machine?
No. It just I had it it was one of the first Omnis that I bought, and it was like the original of that printing. One day I opened it up and like pages fell out. And I was like, no.
It will be sometime before there is concrete data on how Marvel Premiere Collections is doing. Okay, so Daredevil did very well for them. So well, I'll have to see how the rest of them do. They're doing Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four, I think, in the next one,
which is fantastic.
And then I forgot the fourth one that's going to be, but I know Fantastic Four from him is going to be in those. But they did Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates as the second one, and I don't know if that moved the needle at all for anything, but
they'll have to do, if they're gonna do Hickman's Fantastic Four, they'll do his Avengers run in Secret Wars, because those movies, you know, I mean, even the regular Avengers Endgame and stuff, as much as they took from the Infinity Gauntlet story, a lot of the like Proxima Midnight, all the Black Order, that's all Hickman stuff.
But fans who follow the comic book industry as much as they invest in their favorite characters and comic lore are already questioning whether the House of Ideas will be able to close this gap that DC Comics has opened up in their constant race for supremacy. We're also getting Harley Quinn, Wild at Heart. That's a book with Jimmy Palmiotti's art. I had Jimmy Palmiotti on a Iron Man podcast episode a while back. Cool guy to talk to. Static season 1. That's Vita Ayala. And then you have, this was wave 1. This already came out. Harley Quinn, Paul Dini.
Yeah, that's the Paul Dini one. Yeah.
Did you like that?
I didn't read it.
Okay. DC released 10 compact comic titles in its initial wave, including Watchmen, Batman, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Gotham City Sirens, just to name some of the standouts. The breakout success of these editions makes it a no-brainer that the publisher will release another round, presumably sometime this year, featuring more legendary DC comic stories. This will be the true litmus test of how sustainable the sales for DC compact comics are. And certainly, it seems as though the time is now for DC to at least announce the next installment in the imprint. At least the conventional wisdom is that would make most sense. In order for DC to make the most of the buzz surrounding their sales numbers so far, it will be fascinating to learn how the imprint continues to do in the long run and whether Marvel Premiere collections can lead to a corresponding boost in the market show for rival Marvel Comics. For the first time in many years, Marvel and DC Comics have announced crossovers. We talked about in the video with Warren. Hopefully that goes well. I hope so. I hope. That could actually reignite people to go, but only if they put a good creative team on it. Between their most iconic characters and the two publishers, nevertheless, remain fiercely competitive rivals as they continue to dominate the comic book industry. So, I got that out of the way. Here are some of the books coming up. Thank you, ad. Thank you. I really needed an ad there, Google. Fuck you. So, I know I talked about this with Savage Dad a while ago about the ones coming up, but I'm going to make this page bigger because my wife likes it bigger, obviously. Pretty sure Laps likes my jokes. Okay, so we're not going to go over that. Here's all the books coming out. So the ones that already came out are getting second and third printing, a third reprint as well. So September 24th, 2024, third printing, Watchmen, DC Compact Comics Edition. That gets its third printing, so that must be selling very well. November 12th, 2024, you had all of these coming out. Let's just do 2025. Okay, so now we have this. Good Lord. So you have the first wave. May 6th, 2025, Kingdom Come, DC Compact Comics Edition. May 27th, Static Season 1, DC Compact Comics Edition. Then in June, we have 3 that come out. Deceased.
I love Deceased.
I have the trade. I heard it's really, really good.
There's a few trades for it. There's a few.
You would vouch for it? You say it's a good story to read? Okay.
Oh yeah. I believe I have all of them.
Also later on in June, we have Batwoman LG. Okay, I've never heard of that one.
I got them. I like this more than Marvel Zombies, my opinion.
Oh, that's the one with the Batman image. Oh, that looks really good. Holy crap.
There's that one. That one. So there's Deceased, which is the regular Deceased.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Unkillables, which was that second book. Then there is Hope at World's End.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is Dead Planet, which was, I thought, really cool.
Damn. Covers
and nice. Then there is War of the Undead Gods.
So I'm kind of concerned. How would they collect that in the compact comics? You would have to release part 1 and part 2. I don't
think
know
they would probably do one per thing. Deceased is just this. Is just the first one, though.
Just the first
just
one.
The regular Deceased is this. It's its own self-contained story.
Do you think that's enough? Like, if a new reader would read that, do you think they would want more of that story?
Yeah, because it has its own like genre, kind of like the Marvel Zombies. If you remember how popular that was,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
People love their zombies.
It looked like DC learned from what was popular for that and made it better. And that's just my opinion.
You're fine.
And I like Marvel Zombies. I do. I actually have that also.
And the last book coming out in June is Superman Birthright, DC Compact Comics Edition. That's written by Mark Waid. That's essentially another retelling on Superman's origin story, as I heard. And then you get into the books coming out in July. You have the first book in July, which is The Authority Book 1. That only came out and got announced because they were supposed to do an Authority movie for the DCU. And this was announced, obviously, a while ago that they were going to do that movie. That movie's been kind of shelved right now, but you will get The Authority Book 1. Also in July, you're going to get Superman Batman Book 1 with, Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness and all that stuff. And you have 2 books in August. You have DC The New Frontier. That's Darwyn Cooke. I have that in the trade. I'll read it very soon.
The Superman Batman, this up here, like this thing?
I think it's that one. Yeah.
Okay, because there's 2 full ones, and there's I think it's Jeff Loeb. I believe that. That sounds right. That sounds right. I could be mistaken. I'd have to look.
You have Wonder Woman Blood and Guts.
That's actually that's not bad.
I read Joker by Brian Azzarello. That was really good. I like this guy's stuff. September, you have 2 books. You have Death, DC Compact Comics Edition, and Harley Quinn, Wild at Heart. That's what Jimmy Palmiotti's art. October has 2 books. You have, obviously, Batman Along Halloween. Obviously, it's October. It's Halloween.
Ooh, Why the Last Man, book 1. Okay, that's cool.
November, you have 2 books. V for Vendetta. We 3, DC Compact Comics Edition. And then that's it.
Grant Morrison deal. Yeah.
These are all the covers for the Wave 1 titles. This is the Wave 2 title covers right here.
That's cool.
Can't wait to get some of these. Yeah, I'm excited for them. Hell yeah. She's orange. Whatever. I'll discuss that later.
So wait, is that right there, that Superman Batman, is that the Public Enemy stuff?
I think it is.
It could be, right? I'd have to look, because I know I have some of this. I know I do. I'd have to look in my upstairs trades, because I'm going to be bringing more stuff down here and like switching some stuff up so people can see other books.
He also said he was going to give all his collection to me. He did say that, guys. Remember that?
I said if I died, you could have it. Sure.
So to kind of wrap this up, DC Compact Comics are selling very well. DC's got
it's a great idea.
2 more waves of these. Great idea. I'll just get your closing thoughts and opinions on this. You gonna grab any of these or?
Yes. Because like I said, I didn't know about them until you brought it up to me, so I wasn't looking for them. And where I go is like how my store is set up. They have a wall with like totes on it that's like all new stuff, right? But I just get my pull list, and then they have this awesome, instead of just open files of like A, B, they actually have filing cabinets, right? That you can pull out, and it will say like Batman on this instead of all the B's. Like it's such a long wall. It's like forever, and it has like probably a good like 400 or 500 drawers that you can pull out for individual characters. So like they do stuff like that, and they have like Marvel and a Marvel wall, DC wall. So I didn't know about those until you told me. And then when you did, that's when I started looking for them, and he does get them. He says they sell a lot. So
it's a great idea.
I'm going to be getting like, I'll definitely get like Kingdom Come. I'll probably get all the first edition, like, well, not first release, but you know what I mean? The ones that released in the first wave, wave ones. Yeah. And I'll probably get wave 2 just because a lot of those stories I like. And honestly, like my wife will like those so she can read them.
The thing is, your wife probably not reading anything with Batwoman on it, right?
My wife reads, no, surprisingly, my wife will just ask me, like, she'll notice I'm reading something, and she'll be like, is that any good? Like, will I like it? Like, I was reading Noctera, right? The Image Noctera book. And she saw some of the pages. She's like, oh, that looks cool. I was like, you would definitely like this. And she's read everything, read all of it. So like certain things that I know she likes that I'll recommend for her. But she would. But yeah, the DC Compact line, I think it's a great idea. They need to continue with it. because if it is bringing in new readers, that's great.
That's awesome.
I think your idea of being in Walmart, Target, those things, it has to happen, especially like dollar store. Like, just because it's so many people in between their regular grocery shopping, they sometimes go to dollar store multiple times a week. And seeing that, put them up near the cash registers on a spin rack or something like that, you know how that is. A kid wants a candy bar, a kid wants a this. You know, take the ones that maybe are on the third printing or whatever and make them cheap, since you've already made a bunch of money. You know how much money they could make off of those? Selling for like $3.99 for the dollar store, like off the third or fourth printing. They might not get a first run, but they'll be there later. Maybe like, well, they're doing wave 3 here. Put wave 1.
Dude, I don't know if you play Pokemon at all, like the trading card game and everything, but Dollar General, I noticed, gets like a bunch of Pokemon products that are like reprints or the overstock that the places couldn't sell. That's good. That's good.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, because I know like how my son, my littlest one, how he got into like comics, not comics, but like superhero figures. He loves playing like.
You got him Hot Toys?
Well, he likes playing with the figures, like G.I. Joe, old school G.I. Joe style figures. Like, you know, like the 4-inch guys, kind of like these ones back here, like those. So we would go into like Dollar General and they would have like a bunch of DC and Marvel little guys. And he was like, oh, can I have these? And you look at them, they're like $2, you know? Yeah, sure, whatever. You know, and he would play with them. And like, he knows, like, if I show him characters from here, I'll be like, who's that? And he'll be like, to say, that's Molecule Man. I'm like, that's right. Who's that?
For his birthday, you got to get him a Sonic the Hedgehog hot toy.
He has, dude, you should see all the Sonic stuff he has. Oh my God, have I wasted so much money on him. Dude, when you turn, dude, this is how crazy he is. When you turn on his light, it's a delay light, and it has a tack strip that goes up the wall and towards the light, and it's Sonic running, going, and then when it hits the thing, the light comes on. So before we end the video, why aren't you my dad then? Well, I mean, if you look at us, right? If you look at us.
Yes.
There's definitely, we're not going to end up on Maury Povich anytime soon.
True.
But, you know, I can't adopt.
So, as you guys know, I think this has been a really good idea from DC Compact for, good Lord, my brain is fried. And I'm going to have sex with my wife. I'm joking, guys. I have to entertain you guys here. But no, great idea from DC Comics. This is a thing that is working out very well for them. And I can't wait to grab some of these books for wave 2 of their DC Compact comics. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace.